to be that way where teachers are coming and they're afraid to teach. I'm sitting there like, man, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of Ask Mathis. I'm your host, Reggie Mathis, and rocking with me is my brother, Wildman Teddy T, a.k.a. Baron Theo Mound-builder. What it do, sir?
Man, this is crazy, man. It's crazy.
Oh, man.
I mean,
Get your popcorn ready.
Oh, my God.
Get your popcorn ready.
Sec. Nothing happened. I don't know what they're talking about.
Hey, we're just talking to Step. And Step said, ain't no such thing as no illegal order. He said if you get it, it's an order, and
you got to follow through.
Follow through, right? That's what you said?
Well, it seems like he must have gave the order.
Right.
This guy must have gave the order.
Pete didn't give the order, or the general gave the order.
So it's two scenarios now. It's two scenarios. So scenario number one is that the initial order is, kill them all. Destroy it.
Nothing.
Whatever.
Nothing to see here.
And that was the order.
Right.
Right. Meaning, like, I'm expecting everything to be like nothing left.
Right.
Right. And saying that the admiral took that as once they got intel that there were two survivors, go ahead and finish the job.
Right.
So the second scenario, and the one that they are alleging is a potential war crime, is that once there were, after the first strike, and there were two survivors that were like on the wreckage, say they swimming on the wreckage, just in the ocean, trying to survive, not a threat, I guess that's relative. Because every word you got to use. Like, how you know they ain't a threat? Could have had a pocket knives. Could have had a pocket knife. What you mean? As soon as they touched the land, somebody was going to die. But they're going to have to make that argument that, they were a threat. But according to, from the Geneva Convention and the law of war, maritime, it's pretty clear that when you have rendered someone and they cannot fight anymore, they should be now characterized as POWs.
That's right.
Prisoners of war. And you're not supposed to kill prisoners of war. Like, you're supposed to take care of them and treat them humanely. And folks who don't know what prisoners of war are, I take you all the way back to Hogan's Heroes. Hogan's Heroes, when you're looking at that, some people watch that comedy for years, that sitcom, not knowing that these guys were prisoners of war. Like, they was actually in a prison camp. They was in a prison camp, and they was doing all these little missions, like, behind Colonel Klink and Sergeant Schultz's back, and doing all those shenanigans, but they were in prison. And it wasn't like the Germans liked them or loved them. It was their responsibility, to do that, and we did the same thing. Like, that's what it was. So that's where the war crime comes in. And the worst scenario is if they're saying that Pete Hegseth came in after the first strike, learned that there were two survivors, and said, kill them all. So you see the little difference. Like, if you just say, hey, go handle that,
right, and
I want the whole field cleared,
right,
you know what I mean? Like,
you're just coming back to handle the orders.
The devil is in the details.
And because now, the White House is putting it on the admiral, bro.
Just like that.
They putting it on the admiral, man. Which that goes back, because folks is like, yo, this is some interesting timing. Why all these, former military Congress people, why they put that out? usually people don't put, bro, we playing chess.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is super 3-dimensional chess that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So they like, you know, they going all the way back to the Secretary of Defense from the first Trump administration. The last one, Mark Haspert. The first one, the last one during the first administration, during the Black Lives Matter uprising and whatnot. And Trump was like, man, can we bring paratroopers down and shoot them in the leg? And they like, man, you can't take our military and turn them on our people domestically, bro. Like that's illegal, right? So, you know, unlike Step, you know, Senator Kelly, you know, basically he all in now. He basically saying he putting his record against Trump. He's like in 1991, while he was doing this, I was, you know, doing my first, you know, mission in Kuwait, saving somebody out of Kuwait. And he was like, in 2001, and the crazy thing is, he was like, oh, when he was taking the Taj Mahal bankrupt in 91, I was doing this. And then he was like doing some other stuff when he just, all the bad stuff, the bankruptcies, the failed businesses. He was like, yeah, when he was doing that, this is what I was doing. I was, you know, doing this. When he was doing that, this is what I was doing. Man, I think Kelly the wrong one to mess with, because dude, wife got shot in the damn head because of, you know, and she was a U.S. Congresswoman. Well, and married to an astronaut. So he like, man, we got the dream life. You know, my wife got, you know, she in Congress, and I'm running around, you know, I'm getting all these, you know, privileges and whatnot. I'm an astronaut. I'm doing this stuff. Now, I thought it was a little crazy that he didn't go on the space station until after she was shot. Because I guess he's like, you know, what?
Ain't nothing
to do here. Ain't nothing to do here. I mean, might as well go ahead and get this year in.
Up in space.
Yeah, get this year in. Might as well, you know. But so we'll see, man. We'll see with that. But they definitely putting it on the album right now.
But how are they even able to shoot at the boat?
Right, and that's the other thing. Is folks are saying that the whole mission is unlawful.
That's what we say.
Because you know, but that ain't a war crime. Well, the killing is a war crime. The murder is a war crime. Right. But they're saying that the mission, but we the U.S., who going to hold us accountable? Just like Russia. Right. How many, Putin is indicted all over the world as a war criminal. Right. And you think he worried about that?
Who going to check me?
Hey, who going to check me, boo?
I think that's what Trump realized, too. I need to be wanted in a couple more places.
No, for real, bro.
I'm telling you.
For real.
He want to agitate some things so he can get some more stripes.
Right, when Putin travel, I mean, but it's not just him, but when Putin travels, bro, he got them warships. The war planes like right next to him.
Netanyahu too, because he gotta ride up the Mediterranean or something a certain way, if they say when he leaves.
Wow. Well, they say your boy Kim Jong-un, you know, he on that train, so that whole train is like a ballistic missile. Like he ready to
take off
wherever. He down for whatever. You know, but hey, it's an interesting time right now, but it looks like Trump is starting to distance himself. I think he really, really likes Hegseth because of probably the Fox thing, and he looks like he want people to look like G.I. Joe type guys or whatever, man. But the dude is unhinged, man. He just overlooked that he was a drunk,
right,
a womanizer, like all that stuff. He just like to hell with it and says perfect.
It said it reminds me of him.
Like
it reminds me of me.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
image.
Bro, each woman, like he's been married 3 times. Each woman that he's married to, he cheated on with the on the former wife with this wife, and now he's in this like white nationalist church. He's in this white nationalist church, and that's why he got these tattoos which look like those prison tattoos that the white supremacists, the Aryan Nation, have going on. And this dude just like this what we own. Getting rid of the black leadership in the military. All the stuff, man.
Books.
Like,
what's the deal with the
admiral
books?
and they're saying that the black admiral who resigned suddenly had something to do with all this stuff. He was just like, man, y'all, I'm out of here. Y'all crazy.
Well, I think legally, even if he's found, if he's found of a war crime, that has to be.
It will be at The Hague. It will be tried at The Hague.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the
at The Hague. What do you mean?
That's where the international court is.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Hague, like same place where they tried, like the Germans after the Holocaust, after World War II. That's where they haul you at.
And that still doesn't necessarily mean that he can be held accountable for.
He can be executed. You be executed.
Could be, but that would have to.
That's for what were they saying? The guys in I was just reading that the last trials that they had, and when they found these guys responsible for these killings, like they were execued.
But that would be.
I doubt they would do that nowadays.
Just for him to be held accountable, that would have to be with the cooperation of the United States.
Absolutely. And Trump will pardon him for any U.S. crimes, but he can't pardon him for war crimes. For war crimes.
He don't have to pardon him, but he don't have to release him.
But he can't go nowhere. He don't be able to go
Yeah,
nowhere.
he ain't gonna be able to go nowhere.
He ain't gonna be able to go nowhere.
That's true.
Like
I'm pretty sure that's probably how it would turn out.
Man, this thing is serious because, like, they said we got 10%, no, 20%, 20% of our Navy off the coast of Venezuela, which is, like, for real? Like, what threat does Venezuela pose? They don't pose no threat. The only threat they pose is to turn the whole region into turmoil. Because, bro, imagine you turn like Latin America into like Afghanistan. Now that's too close. But that'll mess up all the stuff. Cancun,
Mexico.
Mexico, and man,
that's a lot of tourism.
Cabo. Like, nah, bro. Like, as bad as it is, and Venezuela has most of the oil.
That's what it's all about.
That's what it's probably all about. Talking about Maduro, some, narco trafficker, and he's the guy, whatever. It's like, hold on. You just pardoned the ex-president of Colombia, who was given a 45-year sentence, who had responsible for damn near 75% of all the coke that was coming into, the U.S. for all that time, because he had paid the right people, pay to play, and that's what we own. And then this clown right here, Cash Patel, what a name, Cash. So Buddy got a girlfriend, Step, who's like an up-and-coming country singer. So Cash Patel been flying the $60 million government plane, all around to, tend to her, including putting 4 FBI agents, part of the security detail, on her, bro.
Wow.
It's like, man, come on, man.
He trying to
abuse of power. Abuse of power. I got agents on you, girl. You know what I'm saying? Keep it tight, alright?
Yeah. And the thing is, man, like, people don't even care. You got all the videos before Trump got in the office. Tell me, we want the Epstein files. You go, what are they trying to hide? What is this and that? And all this stuff. And he was criticizing former FBI director Christopher Wray for trips on the on the FBI aircraft on the plane. But yet, what he doing? And don't nobody care. And that's the thing, man. Like, what happens when when not enough people care, I would say. When folks just looking at it like, what you gonna do? Like, what you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it?
We in a way to call it oligarchy.
Yeah, we're in an oligarchy, a plutocracy. You can be a plutocracy, an oligarchy, where basically we're consolidating power to a few people that's out here having their way with and people looking at it, and it's like, don't believe your lying eyes. Like, what you see, that's just them trying to mess up, keep you on task. How's somebody gonna tell you that the prices are down when you in the grocery store and you like, when the eggs cost $10? They telling you, like, this man came out telling folks before Thanksgiving that Walmart put out a beautiful letter. I wasn't expecting it. But they put out a beautiful letter saying that, for Thanksgiving, all the stuff is actually down this year. The price is down. Like, it's actually down less than it was.
They just playing in our face.
Bro, and then when the people come back and say, Mr. President, they said that the basket that they offered, like the family feast or whatever they called it, it's cheaper than it was last year because instead of getting the Jiffy cornbread mix, you getting the Publix cornbread mix. Instead of getting the Nestle's, you getting the Publix brand. You getting all the off-brand generic brands, which oftentimes, are made by the same companies with the same ingredients or whatever. If you look at them, however, don't piss on my head and tell me it's raining, bro. Because you go in there, I don't know about you, but when I go to Publix, I get the boy's head. So don't try to come in there and tell me, that, oh no, the Publix brand, is the same as the boy's head. It's not.
Yeah, sure enough,
it's not. But hey, you tell me it is. It is. But I think Trump about to make some changes, and I know he in love with Hexet, so I don't know how much longer he gonna stay with him, but I think he gonna try his best to stay with Hexet. Cash Patel, the immigrant, who is my favorite movie, Trading Places. Eddie Murphy thinking he done made it in the business, and he in the bathroom stall hiding. When the Duke brothers come in, and the one that he think, got his back the whole time, he's like, oh, you think we're going to give our, what our ancestors worked for, for this ninja? And the guy was like, no way. He was like, neither did I. And when he said that, it was like, bro, you done broke my heart. Because this the Duke brother that I'm thinking was the real guy who was trying to, change lives, and Eddie Murphy and the whole nine. And that's the whole thing. Cash Patel is an imposter. Cash Patel is an imposter in the White House. So, Donald Trump is having one of those, Duke conversations with somebody. Talking about, you about to go to bat for Cash Patel? It's like, hell no, I ain't going to bat for Cash Patel. you know, that sand ninja.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, okay.
Let me know. Let me know.
Man.
So what you think so Trump in office now, like what drives people to just turn the other way? That they just don't care what he do.
Because he's afraid he threatens to primary them. So he got full control.
No, I mean as far as his supporters.
That's what I'm saying. Well, you mean the voters outside of the White House?
Yeah, the voters outside. Why does everybody just not care?
Well, I think the people are doing what they normally do, and they just have somebody in there that they can point to that's out there cheerleading for them, like for their way of life. Because just look on the internet and you see all these emboldened people just coming out there just with the road rage and with all the other stuff, and you know they emboldened right now to just start picking random fights with people, you know, just disrespecting people, right? And that's not cool because he touched on the fear that they have. The U.S. is about to become a majority minority nation. You know, white folks will no longer be 50% of the population, and that just scares them. Why does it scare them? Because they know the stuff that they did. Mm-hmm. They know the stuff that they did to everybody in the world. They know the stuff that they did to people in this country. They know how inhumane and cruel that they were to other people, and they fear that what happened when it come back. Mm-hmm. You know, when I was in law school, I was a research assistant to Professor Jones, Marvin Jones, and he would have me doing some crazy research on the theories of why, you know, they go so hard with folks of African descent for slavery as opposed to having all these indigenous Native Americans here, you know, and, you know, growing up you would say because they knew the land, they knew the stuff, they knew how to go hide, they knew how to go blah, 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 whatever. But as you can see, when it was time to conquer them, we end up with the Trail of Tears, right? Mm-hmm. So when they needed to go in there and do that, they did that. But the theory that Professor Jones had me researching and had me going down these rabbit holes, bro. I remember reading a book called White Over Black by Winthrop Jordan, bro, which is a wild book. It is a collection of journals and diaries of folks during the the antebellum period before the Civil War, and bro, it boiled down in many cases to white people's fear of the black man's penis. Mm-hmm. I just straight up.
That's what it all is.
Bro, I'm just like, when you say it, it's like, man, that's crazy. It's like, when you say it, it's like, oh, man, come on. This, bro, I'm reading the stuff. And I just, you know, certain things get tattooed in your brain, bro. As I'm a young 20-something-year-old, like, doing this research, I'm like, yo, I cannot believe this man got me reading these stuff, right? So this one thing it was talking about in the summer, and like if you were working in the big house, like if you were one of the families working in the big house, they didn't always give you like a nice wardrobe, not unless company was over and it was like a formal affair or something like that. They had what was called slave clothes, and the slave clothes that they had was basically like light t-shirt, like nightshirt that you have. And some of the like kids would not have bottoms, you know. And it was talking about this one 14-year-old kid, and then they're talking about look how he's hung, a 14-year-old kid, right? And then a lot of the threats of what's going to happen if, because remember, Mississippi, Louisiana, at times had slave populations that were way more than the white population, right? And so the different slave owners would have this propaganda about, you know, the runaway blacks and what are they going to do? The black men, what are they going to do? They're going to rape your women. They're going to rape your daughters. They're going to do these things to your daughter. And that was like why you can't be friendly. That's why you got to keep them in their place. That's why you got to do those things. So a guy like Trump comes in there and he goes directly to the worst urges in people, because people they fear the unknown. People fear the unknown. And so he comes in and this thing is
psychological warfare.
Is definitely that. And the crazy thing about it is he better than most people know it, right? This man was in over 300. This man was in over 300 rap and R&B records before he got into politics. He was a former Democrat, and when he was in rap music and rap songs, it wasn't like negative. Folks was looking up to him. So he could have easily had the black vote had he come in and embraced that side.
Y'all know me, still the same OG.
But he looked at it as an opportunist. He was like, nah, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna go with these folks over here because they don't really even know y'all.
Right.
They scared of y'all.
Right.
So I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna rock with them and let them know that I'm here to save y'all and to protect y'all and all this other stuff. And these folks go vote against their interest. These folks in Kentucky, the number one recipients of Obamacare in the whole nation, Obamacare and food stamps, right? Like Kentucky, West Virginia, Arkansas, all these places, right, where the folks come in and vote against their interests, because if you can't be better than anybody else, at least you better than the black. At least you ain't black. At least you ain't black. You could be like Mr. Elliott, who's up in here, I guess. You could be like Mr. Elliott and come by in a Phantom, and the guy could be out there, picking up cans on the side of the road. And the man with the can think he can look at you and be like, "Oh, you think you all that, ninja?"
Oh, uppity ninja.
And he just made his, and he made his day. He just.
I saw it. I told him.
I messed his whole day up by saying, "You're still a ninja. You're still a ninja. You're still a ninja. You're still a ninja." But we got the great Terry Elliott in here. Y'all know what time it is, man. Holidays, I don't know why it came so fast this year, but December and on 15th, Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus, go ahead and tell us.
Hey everybody, it's Terry Elliott, the president of ARC of the City. And we're here at Strong Arm Radio just to let all of the listeners know that first and foremost, we love your show, Mathis. We at ARC of the City love your show. You talk a lot. A lot of sense that passes on to other people that need to know the information. And we thank you for that. We thank you for your law practice. There isn't a lot of African-American brothers out there that has a great law practice. And we thank you for giving your services, man. And I look forward to passing your words along that you put through the radio station and your expertise as a lawyer to other professionals out there that can reach out to use you through your practice. Thank everybody for listening today. We hear from the ARC of the City representing the Christmas on 15th Avenue Parade and Festival. It is going down December the 13th this year. This is our 18th year putting on this event. And I tell you, we have thousands of people come from all over, from north, south, West Palm Beach, Key West, and all throughout our inner city areas. We welcome everybody to be a part of this event. We also have, we feed 5,000 families. We give you food to take home so you can have a Christmas dinner. And we love doing what we do, and we want you all to come out December 13th. The parade starts at 11 a.m. If you want to be a part of the parade, come on, give us a call. Go to www.arcofthecity.com. Register your kids to get a toy. Just make sure you come out and be a part of it. This is what the community. This is for the community, and this is what God put together for us to do. So y'all make sure y'all come out. Please come out, support, pass the word. throughout Strong Arm Radio. Y'all, all of your listeners, you all are part of us growing. So we thank everybody here at Strong Arm Radio, and we look forward for the Christmas on 15th Avenue. The theme this year is the Grinch. The Grinch is the theme. So the Grinch cannot take away anything that we're providing. So we may hold the Grinch hostage, but that day we have so much. We have toys, bikes, we have a festival, we have bounce houses, we have food, we have cotton candy, paint, face paintings. You name it, we have it out there. And also, we have the Battle of the Bands. So y'all make sure all the bands out there who think y'all good, come out and win. Come out for a chance to win the championship of who won this year's Battle of the Bands. We have, we also have a Wall of Fame presentation that we're giving away. Rodney Harris is going to go on our Wall of Fame this year.
Nice.
Mayor Rodney Harris. Ball Greasy is going on our Wall of Fame this year. So we got Ball Greasy.
Shout out Grease. All right.
Yeah, Greasy's been doing a lot of work. He's been out here grinding. And you guys have been supporting Ball Greasy throughout the years. And I noticed that, Flo and Freezy never say no to him. And he stayed on his grind. And he did a whole lot. He worked with us throughout the years. People don't know, he don't tell people, but he's been working with us, serving the community. So he's going on the Wall of Fame.
That's what's up.
We also have quite a few other people that's going to come out. We have some celebrity guests. DJ Khaled always come out every year. If he's in town, he's there with us. He supports our event. We have a lot of celebrities coming out. I can't say everybody's name because some we don't talk about until they get there. This event belongs to the community, and that's what we're here for.
Yeah, it's a beautiful event. I had the opportunity to go throughout the years to the event. My children, when they were young, it was definitely a testing ground.
Yes.
And this probably, my oldest is soon to be 22. I took them out there.
Yes, he did. You should have you brought them out there too. Yes.
When they were young.
When they was young, yeah.
And they for the bounce houses, man, like. I was like, hey, you see, it's a different space.
Yes, sir.
It's a
when the kids get to that, you gotta be ready, bro.
Right, you gotta
be ready.
So I'm sitting there as a dad. They looking at me because they like waiting in line until my turn. It's just like, hey, man, them kids like, get out of the way.
Get out of the way. Your kids blend right in, though.
Look,
they jump right in, though.
One little kid, like in diapers, like, man, get out.
Get out of the way. Yeah, they'll tell you.
Hey, y'all better get in where you fit in.
Get in where you fit in.
It was great. And then, y'all have the Shriners, the Masons.
All Masons, all Shriners, and Eastern Star Sisters. Yes.
Kendall Moore. Saw him come down.
Right.
I know him for 50 years, man. That was my roommate in college. Great friend.
Wow.
So I'm like, Kendall, what you doing down here? He was like, man, I'm here supporting Brother Elliott. I'm like, oh, okay. I remember seeing Tom Joyner one year.
Tom Joyner, that's right.
Out there, man. So it's a great event. And it also is kind of reminiscent of like the Uncle Al, Peace in the Hood and a lot of the stuff, man. And when you see, folks talk about buying back the block. But when you talk about the Ark of the City, you talk about 15, you talking about his apartment building, you talking about his stuff.
That's right.
That's right there. Somebody that's here, that's in the community, that's giving back, and you still dancing, man. You still gonna
don't
come out
start
there.
That mess. I ain't dancing. Sharia said, she said, my wife said,
never
Terry,
stop dancing.
I know, right?
You have to show up sometimes.
Man, she just, man, she just get on my nerves sometimes with that. But look, I'm 62 years old now, so I got 62 young. But yes, a lot of people that we have on that Wall of Fame deserve to be on there. But Mathis, what you showed me overall, that you came out there with your family on 15th Avenue. So, it showed a lot when you come yourself, it's different. But when you come with your family, it's a whole different ball game.
Man, I love it, bro. I love it because it's just, and that's the opposite of what we were just talking about as far as like, it was like, man, why do they go against their own interests and whatnot? It's fear. And that fear, unfortunately, has permeated our community and our people. You know, and that's why, you know, the strong arm movement is so different than what it is, because people try to keep it divided. It's like, oh, you know, you go straight, or you're a college guy, you just stay over here. These are street guys, they stay over there, and you're this athletes, y'all stay over there, and then people try to come in and tell the athletes you don't deal with anybody else because the professionals, they're gonna rob you, or you go in here, they're not gonna take your money, they're not gonna take care of your money. What are they saying, Scarface? You're gonna send your money to the Bahamas. You're gonna trust your money with them monkeys, you know, over there in the Bahamas.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I forgot that part.
You know, so you know, that's what it is. It's the cooperation that is so necessary for us to, you know, get beyond this period, you know, that we're in right now. To get beyond this period, like Step says, man, he said it got to get worse, right?
Yeah, it's gonna get worse.
Still got to get worse.
It's gonna be a rough December. It's gonna be a rough Christmas.
Well, it's the grit. So,
well, you know what? I know Christmas may be rough for a lot of people, but for the inner city kids, Ark of the City don't play. That particular day, we know we're going to give a lot of love, support to the community, and give back. That's what Strong Arm does. That's what Ark of the City does. So our focus is, despite of the things that's going on around the world, is some days that we can take out of our time to say, hey, let's uplift somebody that day. And December 13th, that's the day that we look past all the negative things that's happening in our government, within our people, within everybody, and within mankind. We take a day and we give back and say, hey, this is what we're going to give, and this is what we're going to do that day. So shout outs to all the police departments, city and metro, which covers the whole area. They take the first 2 days, the days close up to the event, and they clean the whole area up, and they stay out there throughout the duration. They have 2 police departments come out the way they do. Shout outs to the city of Miami Mayor Francis. Shout out to Commissioner Keon Hardeman, Commissioner Christine King, Dr. Dorothy Benjoff Mendigal, the school board member. Those people need to be acknowledged because they do this every year with us. And Strong Arm always been with us. Freezy been coming out. I mean, Freezy them have their own Christmas event that they do, but him and Flo Rida supports nationally, internationally, across the board, even our event on 15th Avenue. So these things people need to know, how we networking and how we are building together. And looking back, being that you just spoke about Trump, and around the world, there are things happening that is on a whole nother level, even in Africa, with Ibrahim Traoré, the things he's doing in Burkina Faso. I mean, he's doing incredible things. God is truly working amongst all of this evil stuff that's going on. And Ark of the City, that's what we build on. That's who we work for, our Father, and we're willing to deal with all these negative things that's going on in our world today.
That's what's up, man. We got Terry Elliott here, and you want to? He had the flyer up. Steph has the flyer up. Does it have all the information on the flyer? It has the number, the website.
You want to give, please, once again, go to www.ark with the ARK, arkofthecity.com, arkofthecity.com. You can make your donations. There's no donation too small. There's definitely not none too large. So we're looking for more donations. We only have a few weeks to go, and looking to make this another successful event. And once again, Teddy T, and you know, I appreciate you, brother, reaching out, man. You and Mathis, man, has been with me and my family, and y'all always will be in our heart. You know, we're doing anything that you guys are doing. I pass the word on about Strong Arm Radio and what you guys represent and what you pass on knowledge to the community. Thank you all again for giving us this time today on air with your constituents and your fans.
And then we catch us Sunday, 11 a.m. on Video Mix. You know, we're number 1 in the jail. So
we're in San Antonio, it's Memphis.
Oh my God!
So when y'all watching this Sunday in the jail, hopefully for the ones that are going to bond out by the 15th, by the 13th, y'all come over to 15th.
15th
We're
Avenue.
gonna have a nice meal for you, nice hot meal for you. We gonna be set up, Teddy. We're gonna be set
Y'all
up.
can set
man.
up out there if y'all want to too. You can shoot
set
live. You might as
You
well
can
and be live out there.
Get stuff to come out.
Y'all come out, man, and be live out there. That'll be good. You're stepping on. Y'all
be
come
live,
out,
man. And we
Yeah.
have something. We gotta have something to get the people that's fresh out.
There we go.
For you, the fresh out table, man. We got to think of something.
And
to-
last
to
thing, if
come
you
out.
have a child or a family that you all know that don't have anything,
Make sure.
get them in your car and bring them out to 15th Avenue. They'll be going back home with toys and food for Christmas. So sometimes it's not about you and what you can do for yourself. Like people say, you got me, you got you got I got me, you get you. No, sometimes just you going to pick somebody up and taking them at a location that they can benefit for what God put in front of them.
Yeah, I think we start off at the Walmart on 441 at 8, but we should be finished probably around about 10:30 with the 100. So it's got that. So when we finish that,
Y'all do a Walmart?
Yeah, we always do that. Well, that's a long story.
Okay.
that's a long story, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, definitely let your long story be part of our story so we can use all the help we can
Yes, sir.
at this event.
I appreciate you, man. So,
No, once again, appreciate you.
oh man, much love, my brother. I appreciate you and the missus, man. I always get to see y'all. But this lady right here, Megan Thee Stallion, she got a good promo and marketing team. If y'all think for 1 minute that she came to Miami for a week to get $75,000, which has already been reduced to $59,000, do y'all think that's a win? Despite what Channel 7 and Channel 10 like talking about, she won her defamation suit. Nah, brother, that's the equivalent of the jury giving you $1. I'm for real. That's the equivalent of the jury giving you $1, man. You think this lady came here for that? Nah. You know what she charged for a show? I know she's not happy.
Was she about $500,000? She's
not happy, bro. She is not happy. She is not happy, bro. So shout out to the attorney for the defense, Jeremy McLemore, man. Jeremy is he's a hell of a trial lawyer, and is definitely doing this thing. He's doing this thing. He came out. Remember, I was talking last week. I was like, Jeremy, he posted right before the trial that he was about to start the trial, and he had his client Maggie Grams or whatever her name is. She's kind of like an up and coming Tasha K type situation, and he had it on there. But then I was like, but Buddy hadn't posted anything during the trial, so I guess he had his head down. And I hit him up, man. He's in Fort Myers today because he was going to come on the show. He wants to come on, next week, and and say what really happened. What he really can do. But they were still waiting on the judge, and she was quick. Like, there was an order out this morning, like before 10 a.m., reducing the verdict from $75,000 to $59,000 already, and they still have a pending motion that could potentially throw the whole thing out, which is, new media. So she can sit it's just like what we're talking about right now. If somebody, based on what we're saying right now, and they sue us, they're not allowed to sue us without giving us notice. As a media outlet, they have to say, hey, this is wrong what you said. Right. This is wrong what you said. Right. Take that down right now, or go in there and recant and say, whatever. They have to give you that opportunity. They can't just sue you if you consider media. So there's a pending motion right now that if the judge grants that motion, calling old girl said that she fits within the category of new media, and Megan's lawyers never sent, the basic demand letter. Like, you send a demand letter in a $10,000 auto case, which is simply saying, get us, here all the, here the facts. Your client ran the red light, hit my client suffered injuries. Your client was given a citation. My client went to the doctor. The doctor said that they're injured, and your insurance policy is $10,000. Okay, we want policy limits. I want the policy limit. And you send that letter, and then the insurance company, they get it, and they be like, yay or nay. Right? That's a simple demand letter. There was never a takedown. There was never a takedown provision in this, and so that's not a nothing issue. That's a serious issue. That case could end up going away, and she really gonna be hot. But people, she's basically saying that she lost. And I'm very familiar with this case because I had one of these cases in federal court where I was defending a defamation against a rapper, right, for something that was alleged online, and so there, notice, I put in my motion like they never. She was media. It was new media, but that was what it was. It went viral, so. The courts are going to have to make a determination that if somebody intentionally does something to go viral, are they, a content creator? Are they an influencer? Are they a part of the media? And that's what the courts are dealing with right now. They're going to probably end up coming up with a 2 or 3 prong test, as they do for everything.
Is it different rules for different?
Yeah, because like if you're a newspaper, you obviously media. But if you just, picking up your phone and reporting the news as you see it, and you're not registered anywhere, you don't have a business, you don't have a whatever, and then you get sued because you done put something out there. Like in this particular case, it said in conspiracy. She conspired with Tory Lanez to put out a deep fake porn video depicting Megan, but it wasn't her. Right? So that was, one of those things, and it caused her to, lose out on corporate sponsors. So she said there were opportunities, $1 million. So she came down here seeking for millions. She came here seeking millions. She came seeking millions.
That's what she pledged.
And that's why I'm very curious, because but one of the things about federal court is no cameras. So, the Supreme Court just made it where in the last few years where you can hear the audio, which is new. You can hear the actual arguments in the Supreme Court, but in regular trial courts, you gotta leave your cell phone, like all that. You can't even bring it in the building, right? So, Jeremy, man, proud of him for what it was, and I congratulated him. I said, bro, ain't no way. I said, congratulations, you won that. I don't care what her people, how they trying to spin it. That lady did not come here for that. Lady did not come down here, come right off Thanksgiving after just having all that content where she claimed to cook all that food for her new boyfriend, Klay Thompson, and his family. And you like, man, I got to get ready for trial, and I got to go down there. I got to get a hotel. I got to get drivers. I got to get security. I got to stay in Miami for all this time. I got to get my hair done. I got to do all that because she put on a fashion show every day coming to court. And to come out there, bro, with this, hey, kudos to her PR people, because folks is like, oh, well, it says she won. Okay, sometimes a win is not a win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she dog when looking at that. Look at Diddy, man. Diddy looking like, oh man, eh?
Mm-hmm.
But look,
No
man,
Beijing.
is that AI, man? They trying to say,
Yeah, that's AI.
it gotta be AI, man.
Yeah,
Come
they
on,
said,
bro.
they said
Diddy
that they said they have a lot of pictures of Diddy, but this is not one. Real
Oh
one.
man.
Mm.
But yo, speaking of Diddy, man, your boy 50, the ultimate troll, he is the Grinch. Like, if we were to make a story with not, like, could you cast anybody other than 50 as the Grinch?
Mm.
Maybe Trump.
Maybe.
But to actually get somebody to play, like, 50 Cent as the Grinch, bruh. This man, like I thought it stopped. I thought it stopped at the water's edge. Right? Like, the man in prison now. The man in prison, like, you know, he got kids. Like, you know, folks be like, I don't want my worst enemy to do that. I don't wish jail on my worst enemy. Right? I don't wish death on my worst enemy. What happened to all of that? 50 ain't with it, man. This man done got in and done took this man footage. He done took this man footage. The deal Diddy negotiating with Netflix. And then they have a falling out over creative control. And then 50 ends up getting with this lady and putting this thing out on Netflix. It come out today. And I saw like a couple of the trailers, man, and I'm like, 50, bro, this is not a good look, man. Like, it's not a good look. He is literally trying to destroy Diddy's reputation, bro, because it has Diddy like a week before he got arrested, and he up in like New York, and he going in there and he talking to all the people and he whatever, and then they got him on camera saying, man, I need some hand sanitizer, you know, insinuating like, ew, like I don't want to, like I don't want to touch stuff.
50 is way beyond petty. It's more like just borderline evil or something.
Man.
Yeah. He just get off on it or something.
Bruh, somebody hurt him.
Well, Diddy did. You know, Diddy shortchanged him on his money. You know, he wrote songs for Diddy.
Wow.
He wrote songs for Diddy.
Bruh, somebody was telling me yesterday, somebody was telling me last night that 50 done put real work in, you know, in the streets. That the G Unit comes from, you know, allegedly they were robbing everybody.
Tony Ayo that's what Tony Ayo did time for.
Said 18, yeah, he did like the Get Rich or Die Trying movie documentary. It was like that was largely accurate as far as you know, say the G Unit comes from that. Like, you know, somebody they them guys, and then he gave a story about checking in LA. Said 50 called the guy who you know, basically like, yo, I'm here, and told him where he was. And then the dude came over there, I guess, you know, think he about to get a check and get his money or whatever. So say when Buddy came to the spot, he say 50 had like a whole army in the parking lot. And so them guys came in, then his guys came in behind them. You know, 50 was like, I ain't checking in. Like, you know where I'm at. You know where I'm at. And we own that. Like, we own that. So, I don't know, bro. So it's like somebody hurt. He come across to me like somebody hurt him deeply, bro. Like,
I mean, like, the movie is you know, what Supreme, you know, Supreme, you know, after he did Ghetto Quran, he named all the spots where Supreme sold at, and then they busted Supreme. And you know, it's something dealing with his mother.
Right.
His mother's in
the mom was like, she was like, you know, are they saying she was? Are they saying that I know she was on the street? Are they saying that she was a drug dealer? Or are they saying that she, like, was a lady of the night?
For those guys,
for all those
for the higher ups, because really it was like in the movie, she really 50's dad was the dude who Supreme worked for. That was 50's father. and then Supreme was always jealous of that, and then he killed the mother, and then 50. That's how then 50 come back with everything from that.
There you go. So man, I don't know this Burna Boy. You've been following the Burna Boy story. So why are these people trying to, make Burna Boy look bad over here? People don't understand that. Brothers from the continent, they really don't care. Like they come over doing things like their way, and it's like, yo, man, we here to get this money or whatever. But
We go back.
like, they come their way. Like I remember during that time when Obama was the president, and I think it was in Kenya. Where it was just like totally homophobic, saying like it was illegal to be gay. Like we don't play that. And so because Obama's father is from Kenya, they was like go over there and talk to them people, and they had how they do the two leaders, having their little press conference or whatever. And so they was like, yeah, Obama confront him on this issue or whatever, and Obama was basically like, yeah, and the norms and how you talk, the norms and the things and the norms and all this jazz. And the dude just like looked at Obama like, man, we don't play that. Like we don't play that over here, dog. We don't even play that. So Burna Boy is in his concert in Houston, and he see a chick out there sleeping.
Hey.
He says chick out there sleeping, and Burna Boy like, man, I ain't singing not one more song until y'all get her out of here. Now it's crazy. Now the lady that paid her money, now she's taken to the internet talking about, she has some personal issues going on and hadn't gotten any sleep, and this was the time, that she and her people were coming to enjoy themselves, but they bought the ticket. You know what I mean? You bought the ticket, but I guess they see that as disrespectful. Like, oh man, you trying to come in and cameras catch you in here sleeping, but they bought the ticket. Like, it's crazy.
It's like, have you seen JT shows lately? So, and
the one that was saying where she was like, "Yo, I'm not gonna perform for y'all no more." I guess
that was the second
I got
show.
a different age. Like I ain't with y'all no more or something like that, because I don't know what y'all on.
That was the second show they had in Huntsville, Alabama. They started walking out when she went on. They walked out, and it's been going on.
Well, why? Because they putting her on late. They need to put on early.
Well, number one, I'm not going to say be like that, but Rhymer was the hype of their show, and she hasn't been using Rhymer. So she just going out there flat performing. And it just ain't looking too good.
So today we're gonna find out the rankings for University of Miami. Based on past, they not getting in. They not getting in.
You don't think they're gonna get in?
I want them to get in. I think if they get in, they do awesome. They do awesome, but they it's just because the ACC champion. I'm sitting there like, man, I can't do it. I can't do it.